Hey guys, welcome back for another Casio modification. And today we have our Casio Superman watch. So what we did here is we changed, or we added, or let me take that back, we replaced and added a polarizer. So we took the top one off and replaced it with a red, and then we added a blue on top of it to kind of create this red and blue combo. So let me see if I can get some light on it to do it some justice. Let's zoom in too a little bit. Yep, light still work, but under like sunlight or like a direct light, you can kind of see the color combination. So I'm going to jump into and walk through how we made this change. Try to film as much of it as possible in this one to kind of give a better demonstration. So let's jump into it. What you need for this is a screwdriver. Probably want to keep some Q-tips for cleaning off the glue, and then glue gun. That's pretty much all you need, of course, to film. So I'm going to first take the watch apart, and then we'll take off the polarizer. Okay, get the case back. Take the seal. And now we can take the module out. They should just come out. Just gotta do it from both sides evenly. There we go. And actually, okay, that spring is in there. Okay. So there is the module. We can put this aside for now. And now you've got to open these clips, and that'll take the battery compartment off. These come off pretty easily. Okay. And this takes the battery compartment off, and now you're just left with the LCD and the actual watch. And this is just held by tabs, so you just gotta release the tabs. So 1, 2. So there is that. Left this side, and now we can take off the LCD. Let's take a look. So first you gotta take off this little reflector part. That, put off to the side, and I think that should do it actually. It's like this is actually the first time I've taken this one apart. There we go. Okay, so that's the way it goes. So we can put this off to the side. This off over here. Alright, so we're left with just the LCD. So now, we have to take off the film. So to do that, I like to use a razor blade. You can either use a real one or even a plastic one. This one makes it a little easier to get started with. So you just got to get it started like this. Okay. And once you get it started, you get this thicker one in there. Just gonna work it in, and this is where sometimes applying a little Goo Gone will help, or even some rubbing alcohol. Let's first try the rubbing alcohol because it's easier to work with because it evaporates, so it doesn't have to worry about wiping it off. So if you just put this in there and then spray empty. Just spray the razor blade and then it'll kind of work its way down there. It's pretty fragile but surprisingly strong. So let's see if the Goo Gone works a little better. Sometimes I've had luck with the alcohol, but sometimes need the Goo Gone as well. And you just got to kind of work it around. There we go. Okay. So we've got the polarizer off. We're going to save that to use as our template. And now, just going to have to clean off some of the glue. Okay, so I've got this as clean as can be. And as I was cleaning it, I realized I made a mistake already. You should mark this with like a marker to know which one's where the top position is, because it's important that you get it in the right orientation for the LCD to work right. So we'll see if I get lucky or if I'm gonna have to try a couple times. I almost got it, but just one little corner left there. And there's no good way of doing it. You just kind of have to spend some time and just keep polishing. Trying to get it all. I use a Goo Gone, whatever it's called, for most of it. But then the final kind of polishing to get it real clean, I use rubbing alcohol. Once I've kind of got all the residue off, just to kind of polish it off. So I think this is as good as we're gonna get. So, I'll put this over here, and now we take the old one and use it to cut out our new one. So we gotta first figure out the orientation. Okay, so basically opposite, because we're going to try to make it blue, so like this. So this is how it went on before, but this is how we want it. Okay, I'm back. So what I ended up doing real quick is I put it back together just to make sure I get the orientation right, and I did get it wrong the first time, so I flipped everything around. So now what I did is, I put markers here so we know kind of what is the up and down, so I know that. You can draw yourself little arrows so I can say this is up and there. So now you know orientation. And while I was doing this, I was kind of playing with this to figure out how I want it. So what's interesting is that, you know, this comes either at, you know, 0 degrees or 90, and I guess the rear polarizer must be at like 45 or something, because if I put it at 0, can't really see anything. Put it at 90, can't really see anything, but if I put it at 45, you can. So now you see everything either like this or like this. Look at the red. So here would be, actually this looks pretty cool. I might go with a red. The red is much more vivid than the blue was. So here are our options. We can go red, red positive, red negative, or we can do a combo where we take, where did the blue one go? If we do, you can do like this. Let me try to get it that way. Look at that. So you got a red background with blue font, or blue back with red digits. Okay, I've got my piece cut, and I think this is the best one. So this one's a little tricky because you have to kind of cut it at a 45-degree angle to get the optimal picture. I'm gonna play with it, but this is what we're gonna go with. I will first put this on, and then maybe I'll see about if I want to layer blue on top. It does look pretty cool. But yeah, either way, I'm gonna get this red one on first, and then we'll play with the blue. So once you've kind of got a dry fit, it's actually, I think, easier to apply this with it already assembled, because these brackets kind of act as guides, so you know that you're in there. So it actually makes it easier on this one to already have it like this. So once you've kind of got the dry fit in place, you want to make sure that nothing's protruding, because then it's going to mess things up. And you can actually go a little bit smaller, just because the bezels will cut some off. So I'm actually going to trim this one a little bit more, because if in doubt, better to be a little bit small than a little bit big. Okay, make sure it goes in there okay. Okay, so once you've got the dry fit, you want to give it one last cleaning from all the touchings to make sure no fingerprints are on it, and give a little dusting. Okay, and then you gotta make sure you get which side is a sticky one, because it can get a little confusing. So this is the sticky side. So then what I like to do is get a piece of tape, and I put it on the non-sticky side. Gonna help me lay this on, because that way you don't like accidentally bend it or grab it. So do one last measure. Okay, so now we peel it off. Okay. Put this aside for a second. Okay. Need to move it there for a little bit. And once you got it on, and there you go. And now you want to, actually, you know what I forgot to do is peel off the top layer. I should have done that first. There's also a protective top layer. Usually I like to get it off first, just to make it easier, but I forgot. So let's take it off. There we go. Okay, we got that one off. And now I want to grab some kind of like card of some sort and just to kind of smooth it out. Some of the air bubbles. Get it kind of in there. Okay, we got our blue square cut up, and we're going to basically repeat the process. So we're going to, once again, do a dry fit just to make sure we're good. Okay, so the dual display will not work, or the dual film won't work because it's got to go behind it, I think, because if we take this one, so if we, this is the side, so like here, like this looks good right here. Basically it's like a negative display, but that's the sticky side, so it has to be like this. And when it's like that, when it's like, you know, the sticky side down, you can't quite get it to be negative. If we put in it like this, so maybe I'll just do like, that's interesting. Maybe I'll do it like this way. Like this is how I want it. See, this way it pops. Okay, let me cut this, I'll be back. Okay, so got our square cut off, and we're going to actually apply it to this tray. So first things first, I'm going to give this a quick clean to make sure we get a strong adhesion. Okay. Alright, and we're going to do the same thing. I'm going to apply some tape to help me put this in there. And we are going to apply it right to the inside and then put it over. Let me just do a quick dry fit here. Perfect. Okay. Okay. Sure we get everything covered. I think I should probably start with this side because we have more to. Just do a quick double check, make sure orientation is right. Okay, so let's get the sticky side peeled off. Okay. And I didn't quite get it right. Let's try that again. All right, I can't see, so I'll move it over here for a second. Okay. a little bit of a hard time because I couldn't see. Alright, so now we have to get the protective film off and give this a quick voila. Okay, so now let's put this back in here. Let's get any dust out. Make sure we got this right side up. Oops, yeah, I must have made a mistake. Okay. Insert, and let's pop the watch in. Take a quick look, and there we go. So now we can kind of better see it. The good news is that this is actually very easier to reverse because I put the polarizer onto the tray, not to the LCD. So if you want, you can take off the blue without messing up the red. So let me put this back together and then we'll do a final look.